Hello everyone, welcome back to my video, and today we're going to look at common grammatical inaccuracies. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so this one is common grammatical inaccuracies. So the agenda goes first one is going to be introduction, second, distinguishing simple and continuous tenses, comparison, the application, which is going to be application of simple and continuous tenses, and finally, summary of what we have done. Okay, so let's take a look at the introduction. Perfect tenses, simple or continuous. So it's very important for us to be able to distinguish between simple or continuous. That's what most people feel like this is the most confusing part. Okay, so before we get into any of these exercises or the explanations, let's try to do 1 and 2. Feel free to pause this video right here and then let's check it out. Okay, if you have done the exercise, let's see the explanation. So, number 1, have been changing. It's supposed to be 1B. Global weather patterns have been changing for many years. Let's see why. So in this case, we know that the global weather patterns are constantly changing throughout the history. So we know that they took place from the past and are still happening, meaning they still have impact or a discernible impact on the present days. So we have to use have been changing to indicate that something happened in the past, but it's still happening or ongoing or has impact on the present. So this is what it means. It still has impact on the present. Here we used have because the subject, which is this one, global weather patterns, is the plural. So the verb is also plural. Okay, so let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 is actually going to be, let's see, the interruption. Okay, so it's going to be 2B. This is because it's an interaction reaction. So this sentence is going to be an interruption case, which we will look in more details as we move on to the next slides. But for now, this is going to be the summary of what it means and how it's also used. And also, please bear in mind that both of these scenarios in this question number 2, like right here, are both in past tense but in different interactions. Okay, so the first scenario in the question states that the person has been staying in a hotel for 6 whole months, meaning that this was an ongoing action but in the past. So after 6 months of staying there, that person bought a house, which is the point of action, which puts the first continuous manner to an end. Like this one is the continuous manner, been staying. And that is why the second scenario, this one, when I bought my house, is going to be used in the past simple form. Notice how I've mentioned point of action for the second scenario because it's going to be useful to apply in other slides. Okay, so let's take a look at how to use the perfect tenses and the present perfect simple. So also known as the simple tense, it's used for cases which are finished, this one, or you can say it's like already done. Okay, so in the first example, we have I've done my homework, meaning that the homework is completed and 100% certainty. Like the action is cut into the present moment and still has an impact on the present. That because in the way that you don't have to do that homework anymore because it's done, obviously. And that is why we use have as a present tense and also a plural verb that connects to the pronoun I, because I is plural and the verb is also going to be plural. And in the next one, the permanent situation. Okay, this one says, I've lived in the UK for 10 years. Meaning that the person is going to be living in UK for a long, long time, and they are 100% sure that they are going to be living there for the rest of their life. So in this case, we can predict 100% of what's going to happen depending on this certainty, and that's why this sentence can also be said as a form of finished case because we see this as a certain form and we know it's already finished since now. And that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.